dolls. Okay, so I do have an update for y'all on my mama. I'm just gonna paint my nails while I make this video because then I can kind of knock out two birds with one stone. And there's an airplane going overhead and it's very loud. Anyway, a lot's been going on in my personal life lately, and first off, before I say anything at all, I just want to say thank you so much for not pressuring me or poking and prodding and asking 24/7 what's going on. It does get pretty hectic. There's been a lot going on lately, and some of the stuff I just don't feel comfortable sharing yet just because it's still fresh and everything. But you guys have the right to know because you are pretty much my family. You're like my YouTube family, so you do have the right to know and everything. Yesterday, my mom went to the radiology doctor, and a week prior to that, she had gone to the chemo doctor, and we're basically trying to figure out which one she needs, or if she needs both, etc., etc. Well, yesterday we went to the radiology doctor, or the radiologist, or whatever you want to call them, and when we got home, long story short, I'm just going to tell you guys the short version so this video isn't so long. Our oldest dog, not Rebel, he's laying down right here, he's fine, he's totally young, happy, healthy, etc. Our oldest dog, that is about 14 years old or so, passed away yesterday. So, and he was like my mom's like lifelong companion, so she's really struggling with that. I wasn't really close with the puppy or with the dog. He's been in the family for years and years, but he never really liked me. He was more my mom's dog, and so he followed her all around everywhere, and he loved her and everything. Whereas Rebel is kind of, you know, Rebel's only 3, but he's more my dog. You know, he follows me around, and he loves me, and he doesn't really follow everyone else around, and he knows that he's my dog, if that makes sense. But anyway, so my mom's really been struggling with that, and it doesn't really hurt me that the dog's gone because, like I said, I wasn't that close to him, but it hurts me to see my mom hurt that he's gone. So I'm shooken up because she's shooken up, and it kind of sucks that everything's happening all at the same time. Now, as far as my mom, like I told you guys before, the cancer did spread to one of her lymph nodes. And I can talk to you guys a little bit more about this. I'm not going to paint my nails right now because this is too much of a in-depth video. I'll tell you a little bit about the cancer. There's a specific name for it, but I don't remember what it is called exactly. But the size of it is 1.1 centimeters. So it's like this big. You know, it's not even that big at all, which is very good. However, the grade of it is a 3, and the grade scale is 1 through 3, 3 being the worst. 1 basically means it's not that fast traveling, it's not as aggressive, it's kind of slower, it's the slower of the grades. And second is obviously the middle, and third being the worst, meaning it's very aggressive, it's fast traveling, it's horrible. So though it's very small, it is the highest grade possible, which means it travels fast, and it's absolutely not good at all whatsoever. Cancer's cancer, and no cancer's good, but hers is grade 3, so that is definitely bad. And we have lymph node involvement, which basically, lymph nodes means it's closer to the organs, which sucks. Whereas if we were dealing with just the breast itself, that's a little bit easier to kind of get rid of and just maintain because it's not really traveling to like the lungs and such. Whereas if you have lymph node involvement, then it's going to keep traveling, and then eventually it'll turn into lung cancer, or be in the lungs, not necessarily lung cancer, but it will travel to the lungs, and you know, that's fatal. You know, you can live without your breast, but you can't necessarily live without your lungs. So, my mom does definitely 1,000,000% have to have radiation. And radiation is, the process of it is just 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. She has to go in for about 10 to 20 minutes and sit there while this machine kind of just focuses on the one area and just kind of, you know, does the radiation process and everything. And with the difference between radiation and chemo, from what I've learned over these past doctor visits that I've gone to, radiation is local treatment, meaning it's only targeted on one specific body part, whereas chemo is kind of head to toe the whole body. So with chemo, you know, you lose your hair, you get fatigued, you get really sick, from what I've heard about it and everything. Whereas radiation, you only lose the hair on your head if they're treating your head. So if she's only getting radiation treatment right here in this area, she'll still have the hair on her head and everything. And you can still continue to drive, you can still continue to go about your daily business. With the radiation, it's not as hard as the chemo. Now the chemo that she's going to have done, if she has to have it done, which I'll get to in a second, it's going to be about 12 weeks, and it's a little bit more of a struggle. We haven't learned exactly everything about that yet because we don't know for sure if she has to have the chemo, but she does in fact 1,000,000% have to have the radiation. Now, radiation comes after chemo. So what we had done was, when she got her lump removed in her breast, they took a little bit of the lymph nodes, and that's when they found that there was more traveling to the lymph nodes. So what they're doing is they're taking a sample, a little specimen from one of the lymph nodes, and they're doing a test on it. And the test is going to come back with a score. And depending on that score, it will determine whether or not she will be benefited from chemo or not. So it basically, with this crazy technology they have nowadays, they can basically tell her straight up, yes, we're going to do chemo because you will benefit from it, or we're not even going to do the chemo because your body doesn't look as if it's going to benefit from it at all. So that's really cool, because I'd hate for her to go through all the side effects and go through everything for it not to even benefit her whatsoever. So we have to wait 2 weeks to get the results back from that test. And once we get those results back, then we can determine whether or not she needs chemo. If she needs chemo, we do the chemo first, and that takes 12 weeks. So by the time we get the test back and we start the chemo and everything, she'll get done about mid-September-ish. And then there is you can either, right after you get done with the chemo, you can start on the radiation right away. Some women like to do that. Or you can give a 2 to 4 week window and kind of let your body regain itself and kind of feel a little bit well, and then proceed with the radiation. My mom's the type of person that wants to get it being done before winter, so she can be able to drive and everything and doesn't have to worry about going back and forth to the doctor in the sleet and rain and snow. But we're going to see where this goes. We're hoping and praying that she won't benefit from the chemo, and we're hoping and praying that she can just start the radiation right now, get it done. And the radiation, like I said before, is just 10 to 20 minutes, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. She just goes in, sits there. It's basically like getting an x-ray or a CAT scan. You just basically lay still for that X amount of time while this machine like goes around you or whatever. And you just go about your daily life, I guess. So, fingers crossed, hope and praying everything goes well. There's a lot of other personal drama going on, but it doesn't really need to be talked about because this stuff is way more significantly important. But yes, rest in peace, little Edgar, our dog. He's up in heaven now, up in little puppy heaven. We just keep praying that we'll get through this one step at a time. And I seriously cannot thank you guys each individually enough for being a huge support system and for just praying for us. And oh my gosh, you guys, the letters I've been receiving, oh my goodness, overwhelming. Oh my gosh, I've let my mom read a couple of them, and they we seriously thank you so much for all the support and everything. My mom's like overwhelmed that these complete and total strangers are, you know, giving her good vibes and good wishes, and it's that kind of is getting us through all of this. The reassurance that you guys are there supporting, and we just have this huge support system. You guys are so much more than just viewers or subscribers. You guys are seriously my support system, my mom's support system, and we can't thank you enough for everything. So with that being said, I am going to go ahead and paint my nails now. I know they've been looking horrible in my videos lately. As for videos to come, I want to do a couple of outfit of the days. I want to do an iPhone case collection. I want to do what's on my iPhone. And a lot of people have requested more pony videos. I have a lot of videos planned, but with everything going on, please you guys just be patient. If I go like a week or so without uploading a video, no worries. Just stay updated on Manda31409.com with my post notifications, updates of what's going on. Or also I'm on Instagram at Manda31409. I don't really post too much on Twitter anymore, but you can follow me on Twitter for updates if I can try. And I don't really like to do updates on Twitter because you're limited to a certain amount of characters and stuff. But I try to do updates when I feel the need to on my Instagram. Excuse me. So, yeah, we're just going to get through this, and thank you so much for your prayers, and I just ask that you continue to do so. And if you do want to send my mom, you know, get well cards or thank you, or not thank you letters, just letters of any sort, or if you want to send my mom anything, my P.O. box will be in the description box below. So if you want to send anything to her, just address it to me and just in the letter say that this is for your mom, etc., etc. I never ask anyone to send anything to me personally, but if you guys want to send something to either me or my mom during this time, I know that she smiles every time she reads a letter or a card or something from you guys. So if you want to do that, you can. You're more than welcome to. And I do also have a super secret special little thing coming up. I'm not going to talk about anything about it because it is very secret and it is very special, and you guys will just have to stay tuned and see. So again, thank you so much. And even if you're not subscribed, if you just watch my videos or if you're just here supporting me with my channel, thank you guys so much, and I guess I'll talk to you in my next one. So until then, so long, stay strong, stay true, and be you. Okay, bye!